Hello, welcome back to my channel. Happy Saturday, everybody. We are back for episode 5 of Let's Talk Live. Please be sure if you're watching or if you're watching the replay, please make sure to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you enjoy my content. Also, make sure you turn on notifications so you can see when I go live. And shout out to everybody being here that is here. And shout out to the replay. If you're watching the replay, and shout out to it being Saturday. And hopefully you are not having to work and hopefully you are having a good day. We have a couple different things to get into and some stuff that I wanted to talk about with y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all for very long, but it's just a couple things that I did want to get into and talk about. So we will go ahead and jump right into it. Again, make sure you like the video. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do that via Cash App. The details are in the banner on the screen. And let's just get into it. Let's just do it. The first thing I wanted to talk about is a damn mess. I know that y'all saw this lady singing the national anthem at this baseball game. And I know that y'all probably thought the same thing that I was thinking. What in the world and how in the world, whose granny is this? We talked about out of control grannies a little bit in the last live. This is yet another out of control granny. This time we got a patriotic out of control granny. Okay. She is at this game and she is staring. You know what I really want to talk about? I want to talk about fear and intimidation. I want to talk about fear and intimidation. We're going to watch this clip of her singing this national anthem and everybody literally about to piss themselves laughing. But what we're really going to pay attention to is the way that once she starts singing, she kind of swivels around and she is giving the death stare to these backup singer ladies. I didn't notice this until I just watched this clip. This lady here is a mess. And then we're going to watch her on this Fox clip where she is just doubling down. Okay? Because she has gone viral. So we're going to roll this back and we're going to watch it so y'all can catch a feel for Miss Martha's vibe. Now, if you don't know who Martha Reeves is, I didn't know who she was either. She is a singer. According to Google, she's a politician. She was formerly in a girl group, a Motown girl group called Martha and the Vandellas. Okay. She was the headliner. So they were coming to see her. So there's obviously a little bit of diva energy going on, which you will definitely be able to see from another clip that we're going to play where she's kind of getting into her background singer's ass. And then when she's on this interview and she's like, listen, y'all didn't like it? Oh, the fuck well. All right, so we'll take a look at it. Let's run it back. Maybe. Hold on.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's so...
Right off the rip. Do y'all see how this lady just swiveled her body around? And she is like staring at these women as though they are fucking up her song. That first note just kind of hits you. The first note slaps you in your face. When I first saw this video of this lady singing, that first spooky ass note slapped me in my face. And then she is looking at them like they're fucking her song up. Like, how dare y'all? Let's just run that back real quick.
And the rock. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er
the people in the audience are about to lose it. This boy right here is about to lose it. There's a couple people in the audience who are about to lose it. if I was in the audience, I wouldn't even be about to lose it. I would be losing it. Because, girl, what is going on? Miss Martha, no shade to you, but what's really happening here? And then I don't like how you were looking at them ladies like that. Like you wanted to beat their ass when you sound insane. Let's just keep going for a little bit longer.
First we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air.
If I didn't know any better, I would think that this was AI. And I'm being so for real. Like the body, the head movements, her body being kind of tensed up. Like she's directing a lot of hostility towards these innocent, patriotic white ladies. I mean, she's positioned herself in front of them so she can stare at them. Look at this.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air.
If I ain't know no better, I would think that that was AI. Truly, I would. I would think that that was AI, and I would think, y'all just do anything. Why would y'all have this, very polished, very nice looking older Black lady on here looking a mess? Why would y'all have her on here trying to embarrass her like this? That's what I would think if I didn't know any better. So we're going to take a look at another clip. We're going to take a look at what led up to this. I thought I had it saved, but I guess I didn't. Something led up to this, right? Because before we have a live event, hello, everybody in the chat. Okay? Hello, everybody in the chat. Yeah. That is our sister, Martha Reeves. Okay? And Martha's not playing with y'all. All right? She's not playing with your ass. All right? So before we have a live event, we do have to practice. We do have to have some time where we are practicing and we are kind of, doing some rehearsals. All right. So I know you're probably thinking to yourself, well, damn, if that was the actual performance, what the fuck did the rehearsal sound like? Okay, well, we'll see. And again, the backup singers are being attacked, right? This is probably the first instance of them being attacked. And then she tried to non-verbally attack them in the actual performance. I'm sorry. This is just so interesting to me. I know that this is like a viral, like a funny moment of a lady badly singing the national anthem, which we have heard many ladies badly singing the national anthem. But it's something about this that's a little sinister. Martha, this is a little sinister, sister. You are kind of being a bitch. I don't know. Let's watch this clip. What? What she said, y'all? My sister said that's out of tune. That's what she just told somebody else. She sounds like a screaming, screeching gargoyle come to life. And she just told somebody else that they're out of tune. Let's keep going.
Oh, say, touch me, watch. Why you singing with me? Who's singing the same note I'm singing? Why?
What note was she singing that you were singing? I don't think that there is a way that any human being, maybe some sort of entity, but not a human being, could sing that same note that you are singing. So you're wrong. You're unjustly attacking this lady, saying that she's singing the same note that you're singing. No, she's not. Maybe a demonic entity from a different realm could be singing that same note. Miss Martha, you know that lady was not singing the same note as you. Let's keep going.
Backup singers. I don't think I do. I don't either.
Okay. And so she says that she don't need backup singers. Y'all heard what she said? She said backup singers. Who in the hell needs a backup singer? Yeah, she is old. She is old as hell. But she really needs to stop. And then to say this right in front of their faces, very diabolical, very sinister. This is very sinister. If I had been one of these patriotic white ladies and she had said this in front of me, I would have just said, you know what? I don't really need that $40 or $50 in the free hot dogs and these free tickets that bad. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave. Because one, you're being disrespectful. You can say that behind our back. Do you have to say it in front of our face? I would have took my patriotic ass with my highlights and I would have just went ahead and walked off. Because Martha, girl, what are you feeling like? And this is the national anthem, girl. This is the national anthem at a baseball game. This ain't really like the Super Bowl. Right? Like Martha said, I have a job to do and you bitches are stopping me from doing it. And I really don't need you. Listen. Somebody needed to get her on this day. This performance was in shambles and it left people in stitches. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm telling y'all, there's a sinister reality to her. And I don't know if this was my grandma. I'm not 100% sure that I would want to say anything to her about it. I think I would say, you know what, grandma, you did a good job. Yeah, you did okay, grandma. Yeah, we was watching it at home and I think you did good. So let me try to find this clip where she is because listen, this went viral. This was a big thing. I don't know why I can't find the stuff that I thought I saved. It's just so irritating. This went viral. You know, it had people talking. And so she was on the news. She did have she did go on like a little press tour where she was talking about, I don't know, child. Let's see. Let's hear what she had to say.
A week ago, let's roll this tape of the national anthem. Here we go.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly
That ain't Dolly Parton.
What the?
And not her laughing her ass off at this. Like, she probably didn't traumatize those ladies. She's laughing her ass off. Martha does not give a damn. She's like, listen, what you see is what you get.
All right, what happened there? What happened there, Martha?
Oh, just want to sell records. That's all, Charlie. That's what I want to do. I want to sell records. And I've had some wonderful times in my life.
Was that one of them?
I didn't see those girls until the music was no music. There was no music. I didn't see them until actually I started singing, and I turned around. Somebody put them there. Who did that?
You see, when you were rehearsing, you didn't do backup singers, did you?
You could tell but no rehearsal, baby.
No.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared because what is she talking about? So then she goes on to say that she didn't know that she had backup singers, that she just looked over and they appeared. And then she says, maybe there was no rehearsal. Does it sound like there was a rehearsal? I'm looking for this clip where she kind of doubles. She is doubling down on her performance. Hold on. Let's listen.
I know that our flag was still there.
Bring it on.
Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Martha said, I don't know about you other hoes, but ain't nothing scary over here. Okay, this is the land of the free and the home of the, you see it, the brave. Somebody please get y'all grandma. She is truly out of control. The performance, the rehearsal, her being filmed, talking to these ladies like this, her singing this national anthem and staring them down, her getting on the news with this sinister grin saying, hey, baby, it wasn't no rehearsal. I'm scared of you. There is footage of the rehearsal, which we played a couple minutes ago, where she is telling them, where she's saying, I don't need no backup singers. I don't think I need them. Unfortunately, Martha might have played herself in this particular situation. Martha is just, she a little too much for me with this situation. Maybe she's a nice lady. I feel that there is some sinister energy afoot. Martha might be a very nice lady. She might be somebody who maybe she bakes or cooks exceptionally well. I don't know. What I do know is that based off of her behavior, I don't know about that. Next thing I want to talk about, and I don't want to smoke with Martha, so shout out to her. I don't want no smoke with Martha, please. I don't want to smoke with her. Next thing I want to talk about, I want everybody who has children to get control of your children. Like everybody. If you have kids, you need to be in control of your children. And then also, I really, what I want is for law enforcement all over America to start taking these parents immediately to jail. Just start taking them immediately to jail. If your child commits a crime, I don't really even give a fuck how old they are. Just start, you should immediately go to jail. Like, it shouldn't be, hey, we have to investigate, and hey, we have to wait, for this time or that time. I think that just start rounding their ass up and taking them to jail. And maybe people will start watching their children more closely. This is a story that I heard about this. Am I shocked? Am I surprised? No, because there's always stories about people leaving their children unattended and their children doing horrific shit. The update that I saw today was heartbreaking. This is a story about some children, a 4-year-old and a 6. I think some places are saying 7, but you get it. A 4-year-old and a 6 or a 7-year-old siblings who stole their parents' car and went for a ride. Never in my life have I even thought of a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old child driving a car, let alone stealing a car, or having it in their mind that they're going to take their parents' car and go, I don't know where. And so as they do this, right, like they're driving through the streets, and a lady is walking innocently with her dog, minding her business, walking down the road, and they plow into her, and she's in the hospital. And it sounds really bad. It's heartbreaking because you could really just be minding your business. And that's with all of these stories, like the shootings. You really can just be out in public minding your business. You can even be at your house, because they actually almost crashed into someone's house also. You can be at home sitting your ass on the couch watching TV, and a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old who are driving a car can come, and fuck up your yard, and in the process almost kill somebody. So we're going to watch a news clip. And it's just, when I saw that this was a Black woman that they hit, it just, like, my heart just dropped. I'm just like, whoa. So let's watch this about these badass kids, and we'll talk about these badass kids.
By that car being driven by 2 little boys updates us on her condition. As we learn more about how the kids stole their parents' vehicle, there is still absolute disbelief over this incident. Welcome, everyone, to The 4 on this Friday afternoon. I'm Heather Holmes.
And I'm Alex Savage. We're told the two brothers inside that car were just 4 and 6 years old. Our crime reporter Henry Lee back on this story this afternoon. He joins us now live from Oakland. And Henry, today you talked with the victim's family as well as someone who's close to the family of those two little boys.
Yeah, I'm told those boys had not done anything like this before until yesterday, when they're accused of sneaking out of their parents' home as they slept, taking the keys to their family's Toyota Camry and going out for a ride, which ended tragically. And now a woman who is a pre-law student is in the ICU with some serious brain injuries.
She's currently still fighting extremely hard for her life.
Christina Blackman's sister, 31-year-old Kiera Darvon Bowling, is in a hospital ICU a day after she was hit by a car while walking a dog in Oakland. The car being driven in tandem by two boys only 6 and 4 years old.
There is still no ill will. We do understand there was children present. We all know children do not know how to operate a vehicle.
The crash happened at 35th and Mangles Avenues below 580 at about 9:15 Thursday morning. I have learned from a source close to the boys' family as the parents were sleeping. The 6-year-old apparently found the keys to the family's Toyota Camry in his dad's pockets and woke up his 4-year-old brother. The older boy then used a chair from the kitchen to unlatch the front door.
Does this not sound like just some shit that some horrible ass kids would do? I don't have one memory of being a small child and thinking, you know what? I'm going to steal these motherfuckers' car while they sleep. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to drive it. I'm going to stand on top of a chair so I can unlock doors. And then I'm going to get in this car with my sibling. And I'm going to have my sibling push the gas. And I'm going to steer. This is horrendous. And the parents are sleeping, and the kids have left the house in the car. They have managed to get in the car, turn the car on, crank the car up, and probably, we'll see what this news report says. I really do wonder, like, how far away from their home they were. But let's keep going.
Siblings then got into the car, which their dad uses as an Uber driver. Surveillance video obtained by KTVU shows what happened moments later. You can see the victim stepping off the curb, and then seconds later, the two boys in the white Camry sideswipe a red car.
So look how fast they were going. They hit this red car, and if you look at this, they're flying.
Victim stepping off the curb, and then seconds later, the two boys in the...
They're flying. And if you notice, when the reporter first started talking, he says that they were driving the car in tandem. So what that probably means is, like I said, one of them is on the floor pushing the gas, probably randomly pushing the gas or the brake. We're children, so we might not know which is which or what they're for. And then one is steering, and they're flying. They hit this person's red car. This lady is walking by, and it looks like, based on how fast they were going, that they probably plowed right into her.
White Camry sideswipe a red car going in the opposite direction, sending the Camry straight into the victim off camera. Her sister tells me her injuries are serious.
She is currently suffering from multiple brain bleeds and facial fractures, and we're just hoping for a true speedy recovery for her.
This photo shows the victim with Grizzly, a friend's emotional support animal that she'd been taking for a walk that morning. The dog was hurt in the crash, ran off, but was later found and taken to a vet.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kiera Darvon, and
The victim was named Ms. Greater Bay Area at the California Regency International Pageant last year. She's in her last semester at Cal State East Bay in Hayward and had completed an online pre-law program with Harvard Law School.
I don't hold any animosity.
I also spoke to the victim's aunt. While she isn't upset at...
And never ask me, if somebody took, let me tell y'all something. If my sister was walking down the road, walking her dog, and somebody's horrible ass children, unsupervised, terrible ass kids, plowed into her and almost killed her, I'm not going to be talking to the news and telling the news I don't have any animosity. I'm going to be talking exactly like how I'm talking to y'all. These parents need to go to jail immediately. I have a lot of animosity. I'm mad as fuck right now because my sister's in the hospital and has traumatic brain injuries. She's about to finish law school. She's doing her own thing. And now she's in the hospital and probably will never, ever in her life be the same again. Don't ever ask me what I think or how I feel about a family of anybody who almost killed a family member of mine. Because I'm not doing that kumbaya shit. And I don't give a damn if it's a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. I wouldn't care if it was a 6-month-old in the car. I'm going to cuss their ass out too. And the parents need to go to jail immediately. That's what I would want to stress to the news. Yeah, they love to do this shit where the worst thing that can ever happen to you in life happens. And then the news will ask you, well, do you hate the family that did this to you? Do you hate the family that almost killed your sister, their kids? Don't ask me no shit like that. Because I promise you, I'm going to tell you, yes, I do, actually. Yes, I do hate them. And I hope that they all burn in hell. Don't ask me no shit like that.
Kids, she's frustrated with their parents.
When you have young children, you should always be present because young children are going to try anything and everything. What they see you do, they're going to try.
Criminal law in California does not believe that children under 12 are capable of forming criminal intent.
KTVU legal analyst Michael Cardoza says although the kids likely won't be charged with a crime, their parents could face legal scrutiny.
Oh, they can.
Martha, please, not right now. So, yeah, y'all. What do y'all think about that? I would love to know what everybody thinks about that story. I actually wanted to, let me see. There was a news article, but I'm pretty sure it's got like pretty much the same information that we just heard in that clip. What do y'all think about that? I think that and this happened in Oakland, California. So they're saying in this article saying a 7 and a 4-year-old. The dog managed to it sounded like the dog got away. Yeah, this is not a lot more than what we just saw. I think that the parents facing legal, we don't care about that. The parents need to be facing criminal charges. We need to have parents who are facing criminal charges when it comes to their children doing criminal acts. If this were an adult person and they were flying down the road like this, plowed into somebody's front yard, they would immediately take them to jail, right? So these are kids. Obviously, we can't just take a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old to jail. But we need to immediately be arresting their parents. Because first and foremost, you're talking about just straight up child neglect. Because you don't know where your kids are. You're in the house asleep, and your house is not baby proofed, even though you really shouldn't even have to do things like that once they get to a certain age. They really should be trained well enough to understand, it's just, y'all need to get y'all kids. That kind of segues into another story that I also saw. I mean, if it's not, typically it's them with guns, right? We see a lot of stories about kids with guns. This is another one that kind of stuck out to me as well.
A 13-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl got into an argument in Shreveport, Louisiana. So while the 14-year-old girl was on the couch, the 13-year-old then came up to her and shot her in the head. And now he's being charged as a juvenile, not as an adult, because of Louisiana law. I'm KSLA anchor reporter Jalea Daughtry, and here's what we got from the Caddo District Attorney's Office. Now, according to the DA's office, a custody hearing was held on Wednesday, August 5th at the Caddo Parish Juvenile Court regarding the Sunday, August 2nd death of Michaela Pennywell. Now, she was 14 years old and at her home on LaGuardia Street in Shreveport, and that's when authorities say a 13-year-old male who lived in the home shot her in the head after an argument. After considering testimony, Caddo Juvenile Court Judge Reed Casey Jones found probable cause for a second-degree murder charge and said that the teen will be held at the Caddo Parish Juvenile Detention Center. A 13-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl got into an argument.
So that's what the kids are doing. The kids are unsupervised. The parents are leaving guns and things like that around them. This is not the first story that we've heard of kids having access to guns. And that's just it. I mean, depending on how old they are, they might, go to juvenile. They might, depending on how severe the crime is, maybe they'll be charged as an adult. But most of the time in these stories, it just, I feel like there's such we're just not getting any updates on the parents. And what are the parents facing? Because we can't just not be responsible for our children. I cannot get over in this story in Oakland, California, with this lady being hit by these two kids. Again, you can just be minding your business and somebody else's mistake, two mistakes that they don't want, that they don't care about, can just come and rip your life away. And it's not just her. Her sister's talking to the news. Clearly she has family. So if something like this happens to your family member, your life has to change. Because now you have to think about what happens in the future. Is this person what is their quality of life going to be? And how are we going to have to be here to support her because of some people across town not knowing where their kids are and what their kids are doing, and their children stealing a car and hitting her. So yeah, we must get the kids together. We must, if you cannot watch the kids, if you don't want to watch them, if you're tired of them, do something else with them. My advice is not to have them at all. Oh yeah. I hope that they absolutely, I hope that her family can do whatever they need to do so that to ensure that that the victim is comfortable in her life. Because based off of what these injuries sound like, I don't really know how well of a quality of life you can have when you have brain bleeds. And, I'm not a doctor. Okay, I'm not Cheyenne Bryant. So I don't know what quality of life you can have when you have super traumatic injuries like that. But that doesn't sound good. Your brain powers everything that's happening in and on your body. So if our brain is messed up, then it's safe to say that everything else is messed up. So the kids are out of control. We hear so many stories about kids just doing horrendous shit. The two stories that come to mind when I think about kids just doing horrendous shit, there was a story that I heard a while ago about a child breaking into somebody's backyard and burned a dog up with a lighter, was burning the dog's fur off with a lighter. And then there was a video that was circulating where a little boy, he killed a duck. This was caught on somebody's their door camera. He stomped the duck and killed an animal. Right? Like, I want to know, when are the parents going to be held accountable for their children? You cannot have these children wreaking havoc in public. That is the definition of a menace to society. So yeah, and when you talk about them driving cars and shit like that, please, none of us stand a chance. If you walk on the street, hell, again, if you're sitting in your house, that is a threat to your safety. So we must do something about that. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Saucy Santana. There is, we are just talking a lot about these boys. Okay. We're talking a lot about these boys because in the context of them and their weird ass behavior and their predatory ass behavior. We talked about Sydney Starr in Let's Talk Live 4, Let's Talk Live 3, I think. And Sydney Starr ass being locked up because of, being a predator, right? Something that I've seen this week that I thought was interesting is that Saucy Santana, there's a video of Saucy Santana that has resurfaced. This is not a new video. It's not new. This happened a while ago. And we're going to play the video. This is Saucy Santana on your screen. If you can handle it. If you can stomach it. Okay? At this point, y'all, I just see so much damn shit. I'm just not fazed no more. I'm not fazed no more. Show me a motherfucker building a damn house. Installing, a garage or a carport. Show me a man doing some shit like that and I will truly be shocked. I will be shocked and amazed and in awe. This shit right here does not shock me. It doesn't shock me. I'm not shocked anymore. What else you got? What else? We've seen it all. We've really seen it all. Show me a man under the hood of a car and show us the video where the car didn't start, and then show us a little time lapse and show us where he fixed that car and now that car is cranking up. And I'm going to say, wow. Show me videos of men doing things that I think that men are actually supposed to be doing, and I will be amazed. Other than that, I'm not going to be amazed. So that's Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana, there's a video of him. Again, that's not new. This is an old video. This video is from a while ago, but it is resurfacing. Saucy Santana has a song right now that I think is very popular that people like. What I think we need to talk about is why these types of people are platformed, why they're popular, and most importantly, who is supporting them. We also talked about Dre Baby when we were talking about Young T and Dre Baby getting into it. And I do remember asking a question, who is supporting these types of people with this bizarre behavior, these bizarre clothes and the way that they are presenting themselves and their predatory actions. So I think we do need to talk about that. But we're going to watch this man's video and we're going to listen to him talk, but most importantly, we're going to focus on this video of Saucy Santana in this pool. I don't know about his commentary too tough. He gave me the creeps a little bit, but let's take a look at it.
It's about to get real loud on the creek.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
Who?
Kids wanna fuck me.
Yeah, I thought that's what I heard.
Now, you might be asking yourself, why the fuck would he say that? We don't know. We really don't know what's going through these people's minds. Other than just pure degeneracy. I feel like he said that shit I feel like he just came out of his mouth so fast he didn't even realize that he said it, which to me kind of gives like, that's just already in your brain. Like that's something that you're already thinking and feeling. What a really strange ass thing to say. That was not like a slip of the tongue. It just really was like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? So my question when it comes to this clip of Saucy Santana saying, that everybody wants him, including children, is why did we forget that this clip existed? That's my only question that I have. Why did we forget that this happened? Because this happened a while ago. I can't tell you when, but I do remember that when I saw this clip, I said, oh, baby, this is not new. Why did we forget that? There is a lot of selective outrage and there's a lot of selective ass memory when it comes to certain people. We're done with Sydney Star. Everybody is up in arms about Sydney Star. And that's another thing that I forgot to touch on is how everybody, side note, let me just go on a quick little tangent. Why am I seeing people talking about Sydney Star molesting a child and saying justice for Chingy? This is his karma because of what he did to Chingy. Why are y'all talking about Chingy in the context of this situation? Chingy don't have nothing to do with what's going on right now in this case with Sydney Star. We already talked about this and broke it down. We went over the charges. We went over What happened? We already talked about this, right? So we know how severe this was. This situation of Sydney Star being at a hotel and luring a child into a room for the purposes of performing sexual acts on them. Why are we talking about Chingy? It gets me kind of like strange how people will remember something like that, but we don't remember something like this where Saucy Santana is saying that kids want to have sex with him. I just want it to make sense. Yeah, I remember it too. I tried not to interact with his with seeing him, and he just is so no to me. Just so L. But I did see that. And you're saying this shit loud as hell in public at a public pool. You're saying this in public at a public pool in an apartment complex where there's probably a shit ton of kids living. You're in the pool screaming about how kids want to fuck you and you're a grown ass, burly ass man. Just the selective memory and the inability to focus, I think, is what really irritates me. We have a problem with focusing. When we're talking about Sydney Star hurting a child and luring a child, but yet we have to have a conversation about Chingy and Sydney Star's telling a lie about how him and Chingy were in a relationship. That's not relevant. That's not relevant. If we want to talk about it in terms of, you know, hey, this person has never been a good person, I never liked this person, that's fine. Why can't we focus on exactly what is happening? It's the same thing as like when people are in the comments and they're talking about Sydney Star and referring to Sydney Star as he and him. And then you have people saying, hey, you know, yeah, you guys really shouldn't misgender her. Why can't you guys focus? Everything is a distraction from like what we need to actually be talking about. And that's what I have a problem with. So anyway, Saucy Santana, since that video came out, which was a while ago, Saucy Santana has had a platform, been on TikTok Live. He probably live right now on TikTok. And so my question is, who is watching? Who is making these people famous? Who is singing these songs and sharing these, you know, making TikToks with these sounds of these annoying ass songs? Who is doing that? And I'm feeling like it's Black women. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's Black women. And I feel like anything that presents itself as feminine in any type of way, even if it is a male, anything that is a Black male to Black women is like friend. And that's not true. We need to be working on understanding who has our best interest at heart. And it's probably not people who look like Sydney Star and people who look like Saucy Santana. We must not be outraged at something when it happens and then forget about it and then come back a year, 2 years later and say, oh, we got to cancel them. Because for something like this to come out of your mouth, that's very crazy. So again, we're gonna watch it one more time just so y'all understand, because I don't really want to hear his commentary. For real like that.
It's about to get real loud on the creek.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
Yeah, okay. And so he's feeling himself while he's saying that. Y'all, please. Yeah. And yeah, we must be real about who is supporting these men, and why they feel so comfortable. I think that is a big question that I have, is why do these men feel so comfortable saying shit like this and doing shit like this and being disrespectful and hurting children and saying that they want to hurt children, and yet they are still platformed. And there are still tons of Black women supporting them. Withdraw your fucking support. Let the people from their community, the other men, support them. Because I'm telling you, it just looks bad and it looks desperate. It looks like you're desperate for representation. It looks like you're desperate for camaraderie with these types of people who are degenerates. We talked about degeneracy and things like that in the last episode or other episode when we were talking about Jocelyn's daughter. And just how degeneracy is like normalized. We have to break away from that. So anyway, because, you know, it's disturbing, but again, it's like, you guys didn't cancel this person for real the first time, right? I personally don't think anybody can be canceled. I think people just forget. People forget, and if you come out with a song that they like, they don't give a damn anymore. If you come out with a dance they like, they don't care. If you're on baddies, they don't care. So there's no real cancelable offense. Everybody has multiple chances. And that sucks. That's sad. So anyway, we're going to continue talking about degeneracy because that's just a thing. And we're going to talk about a degenerate psychopath. We're going to talk about a degenerate psychopath, and we're going to talk about a degenerate psychopath. This person right here, I'm just so fucking tired of her. And I already told y'all, anytime I talk about Chrisean, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to just be exactly how I want to be, and I'm going to say exactly what I want to say. Because I'm so goddamn sick of her. Now, we just talked about an innocent Black woman who is smart, seemingly intelligent, Black woman, walking down the street, minding her business. She get hit with a car by some little badass kids. This motherfucker right here, her days are going to be so long. It's so funny how life is. It's actually so twisted that people who are not a burden on society are typically they're going to meet some type of untimely, tragic, horrific demise. And then we have people like this who are going to continue living like untouched, unscathed. You know, this is a person who need to be picked up by the police, and she ain't being picked up by the police. So we're going to talk about Chrisean Rock. And I think I actually wanted to show some old clips first, but we'll just go ahead and watch this one. She pulled a Dr. Umar on her stream. She doing this shit right now. I saw somebody say she's having a manic episode. I think that when you're just an evil demonic entity, you're just gonna do evil demonic shit. Like pretend like you're talking on the phone to somebody and you're not. Okay? She pulled the Dr. Umar, where she's pretending like she's talking on the phone, and really what she wants is for people to think she's talking to Blueface. She wants people to believe that her and Blueface are going to get back together and raise Junior. Okay? She wants you guys to think that her and Blueface and the baby are a family, and that she's trying to sell this. Okay? She's trying to sell that she's a boxer. She's trying to sell that she is saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost. And she's trying to sell that her and Blueface and Chrisean Jr. are going to ride off in that dusty ass Range Rover into the sunset. Just watch this weird ass shit that she doing here.
Hello. Hey. Message for you. What you about to eat?
Look at that shit-eating ass grin on her face. What a shit-eating ass grin. Look at this. And then she runs off. So she's pretending to talk to Blueface on the phone. She ain't gonna say that, but that's what it is. She's pretending to talk to Blueface on the phone. And then the phone started ringing. Okay. And we're going to just take a trip down memory lane. Because what this reminded me of was this shit right here. It reminded me, oh so very much, of this.
That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this. So that Papa.
What is genuinely wrong with y'all? What is genuinely wrong with you guys? What's wrong with y'all? If you are on live stream and you are pretending to talk on the phone, something is wrong with you. I don't even have words for this. I don't. But anyway, that's what that reminded me of. So she's been on live. I have a couple other clips that I wanted to show. She's been on live, acting a fool. And just saying some things that, you know, she's trying to insinuate that Blueface is a hostage. And he's in a hostage situation right now with Nevaeh. And don't worry, because eventually he'll get away from her. Let's see.
Y'all want to say so much, but I'm playing it safe. So if I'm going to do something and I'm going to be on the phone with somebody, I'd rather not y'all know who it is, what's going on, because I just can't. I said, get family back, amen, in Jesus' name. This is a family tree. So there's a person. There's a person. So that's me, that's the person, and then that's the baby.
Okay, so y'all heard what this crazy ass motherfucker, escaped asylum patient, said. She said that she's gonna get her family back. My question is, what family is it? So, because Blueface is not Junior's father, you're gonna have to just argue with your mama. And we're gonna watch some old clips that I happen to come across. She said she's gonna get her family back. So Nevaeh, you better watch out. Because there's another psycho bitch in town. The lies don't stop there. Okay? The lies do not stop there. She goes further. Okay, and she is on the phone talking to somebody, sound like somebody who runs a clip page or some shit like that. And they're asking her, hey, what are you going to do for your son's birthday? I know in her mind, she was probably thinking, damn, I forgot that motherfucker was going to have a birthday. Shit. Damn. Okay, so the lies just continue. Let's listen to her lie a little bit more.
Me said, you know, Chrisean's birthday is coming up. Do you have any plans yet? Did you want to mention any of it yet?
Yeah, so me and his father was going to throw a big party.
So what did you say?
You didn't hear me, Blue Rock TV?
You said who's going to throw a big party?
Me and his father going to throw him a party.
Oh, nice. That sounds good. Where's it going to be? Do you know yet, or details are to follow?
Baltimore.
Nice. That sounds exciting. That sounds good. So y'all heard it. There's gonna be a party. Me saying
there's not gonna be a party. There's not gonna be a party. Actually, there won't be. There will not be a party for Junior, unfortunately. So yeah. This is a pathological liar. And again, I'm not a doctor. Okay. I can't diagnose anybody with any damn thing. This is what I think. Okay. Allegedly. This is a pathological liar. And this is I wish that somebody would diagnose Chrisean. I wish that somebody who is credentialed and certified and experienced could diagnose her, because I truly would love to know what the fuck is wrong with her. Really. Oh yeah, she's irritated. Because why are you talking about him and not me? Right now, her mind is only on Blueface. Blueface came back into her life and gave her some of that toxic waste ass penis, and she has been out of it ever since. She's talking to herself on the phone. She's sitting up here lying, talking about the two of them are going to throw Chrisean Jr. a birthday party. She can't think about anything else except for him. She can't. She's obsessed with him. Obsessed. And the child is just nothing, an afterthought. Right? So I would love if somebody could tell us what's wrong with this person. Like after studying her and looking at, I mean, again, we talked about people who are on drugs, alcoholics, and people who use and abuse drugs. But there's other shit going on too. And I just don't know how to call it because I'm not a doctor. And I'm not a specialist on, personality disorders and things like that. I'm not. But if I was, I would be diagnosing her. I would diagnose her. I would come on here and tell y'all this is what's wrong with her. So Junior's not having a birthday party. September, I think he is a Virgo. September is around the corner and we'll be here shortly. And I don't think that we're going to see that he's going to have a big birthday party with Blueface. Blueface actually was on his stream and somebody asked him about it and he said, I don't know anything about that. He wasn't aware. She's right now in Delulu land. She's in Delulu land. And the thing about people who are so mentally ill like this and live in this state where they're obsessing over a person is that they can be very dangerous. Okay? This is already a suspected murderer. So when you're dealing with people who have severe mental health issues and they can't get what they want and what the person that they want is who they're also obsessed with, this is a dangerous individual. Very dangerous. Okay? Don't let this gospel shit fool you. The gospel shit can never fool me. But I know a lot of people are very easily manipulated by that. And also by tears. I'm not moved by tears, especially from a person whose child. Did y'all see? And I'm not gonna show it, but did y'all see where she was streaming and she goes and grabs Junior and he's got poop all over his stomach, liquid poop all over his stomach? Did y'all see that? And she's laughing. She's like, just as fucking slow. I mean, slower than I don't even know what. And she's laughing and she's like, look at what he did. And he's just looking around because he don't know what the fuck is going on. And he's covered in poop. Now, anybody else, if they notice that their child pooped on themselves, I mean, what would you do? If you had a child and you noticed that your child had pooped on themselves and you were on live stream, would you pick them up and show everybody and put them on the camera and say, look what they did. She is so, and this is why, like, I can't with people trying to act like, okay, well, she might be kind of slow and maybe that's why she act like that. There's a slowness, there's like an intelligence deficit, and then there is a very demonic, sinister portion with her. All I could think is humiliation. I want to humiliate this child. I want to show you guys this child at one of his lowest moments, covered in shit and unable to do anything about it because he can't go to the bathroom himself. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't be pooping on himself. She wants to humiliate him so bad. And I don't know for who or for what, because I don't know who is going to be looking at a child and going, laughing at a baby pooping on itself. She is only exposing what a fucked up individual she is and how demonic she is by trying to humiliate a baby. Any bitch with some sense would take her child, cut the fucking live stream. Your ass ain't talking about shit anyway. You on here sounding like you got rocks and marbles in your fucking mouth. Cut the fucking live stream and go put your baby in the bathtub and wash him. I believe this. I believe this because I don't believe that she knows how to take care of a child, nor do I believe that she wants to take care of this one. That shit made me feel like this is that demonic element that I be talking about with her. Is the bitch slow? Yes, without a doubt. I know that y'all have met some slow people before. Some of y'all family members and baby daddies and maybe even your kids are slow. So y'all know and have met some slow people. I definitely have. I could spot a slow motherfucker a mile away. I know when a bitch is slow. Is this person slow? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But she is also extremely calculated. She is extremely devious. And I believe that she is also very dangerous. Okay? Very dangerous. Dangerous for probably anyone around her that doesn't go along with her program. Let alone her child. Probably anybody that's around her that doesn't comply and go along with the bullshit that she does, probably a very dangerous person. We're gonna continue talking about another person that I think is a little slow and strong, which is a very deadly combination. Okay, because we got to talk about Claressa Shields. No shade. I don't believe she washed him. I don't believe she knows how to take care of a child. Nor do I believe that she wants to. Even if she does, does she want to? No, she wants to humiliate him. She wants to show him on live covered in poop. Who would expose their child like that? I would never think to expose my child like that or anyone else's child. Cut the live stream and go be a mother. But you're more focused on trying to make this child, try to embarrass him. The reason why he's like that is because of you. So who is really embarrassing? Is it the baby or is it you? Is it the baby or is it you? You're embarrassing. You should be humiliated because you are the reason why your child can't get up and walk to the bathroom himself and he's wearing diapers. And we're talking about liquid poop, by the way. Baby probably has never had a solid poop. We're talking about pure liquid poop. And she's in the camera with a tooth missing, looking like a crackhead that just stole somebody's child. Man, please. I'm gonna play this clip, and then we're gonna watch a couple old clips.
The giant in my face. I can sit heavy with rain. It was like revival. I can still see a cloud. It's heavy with the rain. The rain. Yeah, hallelujah.
That's a slow ass psycho. That is the twofer. That's a slow ass psycho. And anybody who defends her or anything that she does, I don't give a damn what it is. I don't care if she was out passing out turkeys to homeless people. I don't care if she couldn't do anything to fix her image in my eyes. Nothing. She needs to be taken. She is an escaped asylum patient. That's what she gives me. A person who escaped from an asylum. And we cannot stress the fact that she is demonic as hell. And I'm going to show y'all a clip that I happen to see from. This is a clip from, I believe this is from, Chrisean Rock, which I never watched. So I don't know too much about it. But the Pink Archive, shout out to the Pink Archive, is posting clips on their TikTok. This is like when I guess they were going to get this DNA test that I don't know if they got a real DNA test this day, but basically it's like insinuated that it's been exposed at this point, while she's pregnant with Junior, that Blueface is not the father. And she's doing everything she can to get her mom, who is a crackhead, okay, to shut her damn mouth and don't say nothing to Blueface about the fact that, allegedly this isn't his child. So let's watch this clip, and I just want y'all to look at how this bitch act. Right? We just saw her singing and praising the Lord like, a slow motherfucker in the back of the church that everybody, we put them in the back. You can praise God, but we're going to put you in the back. Okay, so we just saw that. Let's watch this clip.
I want to tell you this one,
It's mommy.
All right. The size of the child.
Okay, ma, it's big as shit. I know.
You can't change her mind.
Don't let. Okay.
What up? Chill out.
I know. I know.
Chill out.
The fuck?
Chill out. You get upset. Listen. It won't be. Ma, you gave.
They're in a clinic. They're in some sort of healthcare facility. There's a person in the back with a long white coat on. They're in some sort of public space, yelling and screaming and carrying on like this. And she's screaming in her mother's face. And then her sister, instead of telling her your sister to stop screaming in your mom's face, she's telling her mom, hey, just leave her alone. You're getting her upset. Is this not a mentally handicapped person?
Great advice. Listen. I'm talking to you, mommy. You gave great advice. Yeah. There's nothing else you can do. Don't get all upset.
Blue need to know that too.
Ma, he spoke how he felt.
No, but he don't know. She gonna be in danger. I studied this. I watched this.
No, you have 12 children. I get it. It's dangerous to do so. I agree with you.
But if I don't tell him, I can't say I didn't tell you. You understand? Yeah. Or the blood will be on my hand.
I'm ready to go. Come on, Mom. Come in.
Ma!
So basically, if you don't understand what's going on, basically her mom is saying, I feel like I need to tell Blueface that allegedly that's not his child. We did a DNA test, whatever. And her mom is she's feeling very conflicted by it. Her mom is saying, look, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've had 12 fucking kids. Okay. So I think I know about these things. And again, like I said before, anyone who's not on her program, anyone who's not going along with her shit, this is how she acts. She's yelling, she's screaming, she's carrying on. People are afraid of her. It's like these people are scared of her. Let me let her finish.
All right, Mom, you chill out. Y'all is pain. Okay, Mom.
You're not gonna stop me from telling him. And I don't tell him, it's not gonna be on my hand. Let me go. He doesn't know. Let me go. Let me go. Yeah. Listen, go. Hey, Mom.
The fuck?
Whole family is slow. Whole family is slow. Everybody is slow. Let's watch one more. This one is relevant to us talking about Junior because a lot of people have probably seen this clip too, where she is saying, hey, I want to have an abortion. And her enabling ass family is telling her, hey, you're strong. You can have a baby. But we're going to listen to what she is really saying. And we're going to talk about how a lot of these moms, I'm using air quotes, don't want shit to do with no kids unless the father is involved. Don't want shit to do with a pregnancy unless the father is involved and they're on good terms with the father. This is not just her and Blueface. This is a lot of people, a lot of women who have kids and are pregnant. Everything is contingent upon what is my relationship like with the father? Are me and the father on good terms? Are we in love right now? If we're not, the baby's got to go. Or I'm just not interested in being a mom anymore. But let's watch it because I'm yapping.
You're not listening to me.
I am listening, Muda.
What's wrong?
Like,
I don't want to have a baby no more. Y'all keep saying the other shit. Y'all want to be fun. Let me just get this abortion. Leave it alone. My emotions. I love you. You're my sister. You're strong enough for this. I can have a baby in a happy relationship. I can have a child. You can. When I'm cool. I'm not.
So she says I can have a baby. Let me make sure I'm not gonna misquote her. Hold on.
You're my sister. You're strong enough for this. I can have a baby in a happy relationship.
I can have a baby in a happy relationship. I can have a baby in a happy relationship. So what that means is that I can have, and you know, I'm going to just talk candidly to y'all. We are grown. I can have unprotected sex with a man and live in his house, you know, let him ejaculate inside of me. I can do all of these things that lead up to a pregnancy. But I'm not interested in the pregnancy unless in that moment, me and him are happy and we're in love. So essentially the baby is like a piece of shit, right? And the baby's worth is contingent on how happy the father is making me. Is what I'm saying making sense? Because I feel like I'm just going off on a little tangent. But it makes sense to me. Essentially, we don't give a fuck about a baby unless the father and I are on good terms. Otherwise, I want it gone. And the baby that she's talking about is Junior. That's what she's talking about. So Junior was not wanted. Even though we did all the steps and took all the steps to do things that make a baby, we don't want this baby because me and the dad are not seeing eye to eye right now. So the baby has to go straight to fucking hell. But let's keep going.
Have a child. You can. When I'm cool. I'm not cool right now. I don't want to have a kid.
So right now, she's having a moment, and we can't force anything. Are we going through with it, Buddha?
What, abortion?
No, getting the DNA and finding out finding out the sex of the baby?
For him.
Yeah.
So he didn't know that was his kid.
Okay, and we're not going to abort the baby.
So what she said is, we're going to get a DNA test so that he can know that it's his kid, and then we can kill it. So when I say that this is, again, a dangerous person, this is what I'm talking about. Even just talking like this, right? Because I'm not going to hold y'all. I feel like Junior should not be here. Junior, absolutely, there should not have been a debate. This conversation should not, with these two unhelpful ass bitches, should not have even happened. She really should have had an abortion the first moment that she found out she was pregnant. Just like she did all the other ones. Because don't forget, he wouldn't have been the first one. I don't think Junior should be here. I think that Junior going back to where he came from and never being born would have been better than him being in the situation that he's in now. Wasting away. Which, again, we are watching. Unwilling voyeurs of a child being destroyed. She should have absolutely aborted him. 100%. Instead of listening to these two dumb ass bitches sit up here and give her bullshit ass advice and encourage her to have a child that she is literally telling them that she doesn't want. Regardless of her reason, she's saying that she doesn't want it. Now, we just talked about what the reason is. The reason is because me and the daddy ain't good with each other. We're not in love right now. So I don't want his child. But using that type of language, yeah, we're going to still get the DNA test so he can know that it's his and then we can kill it. Now, why would you say some shit like that? Let's keep going.
Yeah. No.
I don't care about whatever this is in my stomach, though. I want to be free.
What you feel like jail when you're with him?
No, we're not happy, so there's no point in having a kid. No, I just want to go to sleep and don't wake up.
Stop. What the fuck was all this crazy shit?
It's not crazy. It's been did that. You ask me.
See, this is why when I be, because when you gotta understand, you're my sister. So when you say stuff like this is why my response is always, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
I need to just get on my shit. I'm on my shit, but I'm
okay.
And
listen, no.
I got
Listen, no.
You're not listening.
Like, it's like a game. This is like a game to them. It was just giving like this is like a game to them, or that this is like a funny situation. This is a person that's having a mental, they're having a mental and emotional crisis, and they're having a mental and emotional crisis because, again, like they said, me and the dad aren't happy with each other. She said this out of her own mouth. There's no point in having a kid if I'm not happy with the dad, if me and the dad aren't happy with each other. A lot of these children that are walking around and running around only exist because they are a pawn. They're an emotional pawn in somebody's relationship. These kids only exist because somebody wants to have control over somebody else. So again, we're bringing this back full circle. We just talked about two children who were able to steal keys from their parents and escape the house and go and joyride through the streets and almost kill somebody. A lot of these children are not wanted. They are wanted in a moment. They're wanted in the moment of conceiving them. And only if after that, only if the relationship between the mom and father is satisfactory to one or both of them. Otherwise, these people do not want their kids. They don't want them. This is not just the Chrisean thing. This is like a lot of these news stories that we hear about these kids being neglected, abused, starved, left someplace, while the mom goes on vacation, the kids locked up in the closet for 2 weeks and they got to eat carpet and shit like that. All of that is coming from somebody don't want them. If not both parents do not want them. We want these men, so we want a child with them. And then the minute that the relationship does not, the relationship does not look how we want it to look, or it's not satisfying to us, we no longer want the children. But it's too late because the kids are already here. That is why she is so desperate to try to make this seem like her and Blueface are doing anything together in terms of a relationship and him fake raising this baby that's not his baby, that she knows and her family knows, and we all know is not his baby. She is so desperate to try to sell this shit. Because I'm telling y'all, that's all that she's ever wanted was just to be his baby mama. That's it. To the point where she is still deluding herself into believing that that is her child's father. I think that's all I had on her. Yeah, we have to be real about that. We have to be real about the fact that there are so many people who have these kids and the kids are just, it's like they're a pawn. And you're talking about somebody's life. These are real live children. They have to grow up. You're talking about somebody's life. And because you and the dad are not getting along, well, now the kid's got to stay in the closet. Now the kid's got to, sleep in the bathtub because you are unhappy with the father. Now the kids have to poop on themselves on live and you get to laugh at them because you're upset that you chose that you had sex with multiple men and the one that you didn't want to be the daddy just happened to be the daddy. So yeah, I'm forever going to have my foot on her neck. I am just, every single day that I go on social media and Chrisean is not behind bars, I feel like let's just go to the next day. Let's go to the next day because I know it has to be coming. It has to be coming. I feel like she has to be getting the fuck up out of here. Yeah, I would do a citizen's arrest on her ass if I knew where she was at. I don't know where she at. Otherwise, I would do a citizen's arrest on her ass. Okay, because she need to go to jail. Delusional. slow, kind of slow, strong. We're gonna keep talking about some people who are a little delusional and slow and strong. Okay. We're gonna talk about Claressa Shields. And no shade, I don't want to smoke with Claressa Shields. I do not know how to fight. I don't know how to fight, and I don't want to fight. Y'all know who Claressa Shields is, okay? This is her with her man. This is what we're about to talk about right here. Hold on. Ooh, no. We can't play her music because I think she's got some copyright things going on. This is Claressa Shields with her man. Okay? This is Claressa's image. And if I'm missing anything, y'all please get in the chat and let me know. If I'm leaving anything out, please get in the chat and let me know. Because I don't keep up with Claressa. I see Claressa and I just kind of say, oh God. And I just keep going. I just say, oh God. And I just keep scrolling. Okay. But this is Claressa, baby. Claressa don't give a damn about nothing that y'all have to say. Because the most important thing in Claressa's life is this raggedy, scraggly ass man. Okay? Raggedy, scraggly ass man. He is raggedy and he is scraggly. These pictures look good, Claressa. I like the hair. Yeah. Look at it. Now look at here. Now would you look at that? Now would you look at that? Right? Slow and strong. Now, one of these things is not like the other, okay? There are some underlying similarities, but one of these things is not like the other, baby. Okay? But trust me. Physical strength and some emotional intelligence, emotional and intellectual disparities. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, that's Claressa Shields. Claressa has been, she's been doing stuff. Okay, she has been, let's see. We'll go over here now. She has been doing stuff. She has been doing interviews and things like that. I don't really understand why. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I just don't get it. I will say this: when you are a female athlete, the focus is always going to be on your personal life. The focus is always going to be on how you look. I did a video on Claressa Shields when she slapped that girl in her face. Okay. The focus is always going to be on your looks, your personal life, and any type of drama or scandals. Don't nobody give a damn about you boxing when you're a woman. They want to talk about why you sleeping with that married man, Claressa. What's wrong with your hair, Claressa? What's wrong with that dress? We didn't like them shoes you had on. Y'all remember them big ass blicky blocker white shoes she had on that one time? Listen. Anyway, unfortunately, that's just what it's like. Okay? It just is what it is. My thing with Claressa is you're still an athlete. No matter what people choose to focus on, you're still an athlete. You still have opportunities that regular people do not have. You have opportunities to have endorsements. You have you have all types of opportunities to make money, to be seen, to keep your brand being successful. You have a lot of opportunity. When you have a lot of mess going on in your life, and when you're getting into it with people and you're slapping bitches and you arguing with bitches, that is going to start overshadowing the other things that you have going on that we're supposed to be focused on. We have to control ourselves. My message to Claressa, we have to control ourselves. We cannot let a man start making us act like a crazy ass fool. Okay? So anyway, we're going to watch a little clip of this where this lady, and I think her name is, what's her name, y'all? What the hell is her name? I think it was Shanika or something like that. Yes. Miss Shanika. This is a radio show. And her and Claressa are going to, this is just a clip. So we'll go ahead and just watch this. Start it from the beginning.
Because I didn't real question, because I didn't be here before. How much longer are you willing to be in a relationship with somebody's husband? Because at the end of the day, that's what people are looking at.
First and foremost, messy as hell. That's my opinion. Messy. Okay? But is it what people want to hear? Yes. People do want to hear messy ass questions. And they most importantly want to see your reaction. Especially when you're a person like Claressa and you got a trigger like a hairpin and you will just go off. When y'all start talking about her man, she goes off. This is a messy question. I think it's messy. Okay? But let's keep going.
Well, pause.
Okay.
Pause, because that's not somebody's husband.
Okay.
Papoose filed for divorce. Y'all hate to say that word, but it's the word that's out there. He filed for divorce because he's serious about me.
We're going to stop right there. Papoose is still not divorced. He's still married. Claressa, you're sounding a little off. I can't lie. You sounding off. And the reason why you're sounding off is because the man is still married. He is still married. So even though the question is messy, the question is valid, right? It's valid in the sense of like technically you are dealing with somebody else's husband. Regardless of if they're separated or not, he is married. Okay? If he was serious about you, he would be divorced and married to you. And that's really it. It ain't no deep analysis. We don't need to do a deep analysis on Claressa Shields and Papoose. The reality is that if he was serious about you, he would be divorced from his wife and married to you. That's it. So you can't truly be too upset with somebody for asking you, damn girl, don't you want a man of your own? But let's keep going.
Okay. I'm not with somebody's husband.
Okay.
And if you're going to call him her husband, make sure you call her his wife. And also hold her accountable for what she's doing in her life.
What the fuck did she mean by that, y'all? When she said, if you're going to call him her husband, make sure you call her his wife. Is this what I was kind of talking about when I said strong and slow? Because I feel like, what did you even mean by that? What did you even mean by that? Let's keep going.
Because she has a man who she's big about. So don't make it seem like it's just one-sided. I'm not with somebody's husband. I'm with the man who filed for divorce, who's serious about me, who has done things for me that I've done for him. So that's not what it is. They say that because they want that to be the narrative, but that's not it. People go through divorces and breakups more than anything in the world. That's why it's such a big talk.
Oh, we know.
Oh, I just got divorced.
I'm in one right now.
But divorces take time.
Yes, it does.
And he's going through the processes. He's been through the courts. It is what it is.
Claressa, I went through that.
Like,
real question, because I didn't been here before.
Y'all. So that wasn't the end of that. Just so y'all know, okay? That was not the end of that. There is never going to be, it's never going to be the end of it when we have a little bit of mess and drama like that. It's not going to be the end of it. I want this video play. So let's see. Miss Shanika had some things to say. And why? This is very true. Why? That's what I want to know. Claressa, why do you want to talk about Remy Ma so bad? Is something going on? Like, I don't really understand it. Why? What's the reason? I do agree with this because I feel like the question did not warrant her to bring up Remy Ma. It kind of just sounds like she feels some type of way. So like, yeah, make sure if you call him her husband, you call her his wife. Well, why are you even bringing her up? We're talking about you and your man right now. Let's see what Miss Shanika had to say.
From a place of care. I'm sitting here, we're interviewing a 31-year-old champion in her field. I'm feeling her energy. It's upbeat, but you know, I can tell that there's more going on than meet the eye. And as I led in my question, I said, I've been here before. A lot of women have been there before. And what I don't like most in the way that she was even like presented to my attention was the fact that it was Remy saying her name first and saying that you were on the phone with, you know, my husband. And I was like, wait, hold on. Is this the girl with the same, you know, with the movie out and the boxer that you keep telling us about?
Right.
I asked that question.
I have some level of professionalism, even though I was called so many things. Miss Piggy, Big Fat.
Now, Miss Shanika, she went live, right? Because let me tell y'all, I want to try to show these clips in order as much as I can, but I'm gonna be honest, sometimes it's hard to know what was said first and what wasn't. Okay, so let's just take a quick second and look at Claressa, because she had some words for Shanika. So let's first look at what Claressa said, and then we'll watch what Shanika said, part 1.
Yo, big fat ass sat up there and talked that shit to me. And then when I checked you, respectfully, in your face. In your face. You shut all that disrespectful shit up. Now, after the fact, you got all this lip and talking all this shit because you never got this much attention before in your life. Being a radio host, I didn't even know who you was. I came there for Jock and Shorty. I did not come there for you. But the fact that you asked a question in such a distasteful way, and I answered you like the professional that I am, now you want to go on these rants and talking about some pat with me for this reason, pat with me for that reason, blah, 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 blah. You didn't say none of that stuff when you were sitting there in my presence. Why you didn't say it? Why you didn't say it? Because I gave you space and opportunity. I answered you respectfully and left you where it was at. I didn't check, like, well, yeah, I did check you, but I didn't, like, go off how somebody else would have went off on you because you was very disrespectful. So now you got all this shit to say, but didn't you just go through a divorce because you cheated on your man? So you are a part of the
Is that true? Do y'all know anything about that? Can we verify that? Because those are some pretty strong allegations. Miss Shanika, did you cheat on your man? And if so, how the hell do Claressa know that? Claressa, you're being messy.
On my husband committee. You the leader of the shit. Or is you the CEO? Like, which one is you? Is you the head or the... Because how the fuck you mad at me? Because I told you that my man is going through a divorce. So us, do not consider him a married man. He's a separated man going through a divorce. But bitch, you sit here and cheat on your husband with a barber.
Ooh.
Yo, big fat ass.
What? Is that true?
Yes.
We might have to take a little detour or something like that. Give me a sec. Give me a moment. Because I just want to know, like, where did she get that information from? I don't know. Give me a second, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna have to follow up. I'm gonna have to follow up on that. Because I would like to know how she knows that and where she got that information from. But anyway, let's see. Part 2. We might not watch this whole thing. Let's see.
He with you because I don't play that shit. I tried to, and it's been a couple days I've been seeing these little clips of this lady going around. I said, I'm gonna let her rock out because at the end of the day. But then you talking about, oh, he with you because he's Pat my manager. Bitch, Pat is not my manager. Pat do not get a percentage of what the fuck I make for my money. Just because his ex said that bullshit and y'all want to run and believe it don't mean that it's true. It ain't nowhere near true. Fuck wrong with you? Like, I don't let niggas play with my money. Is you dumb? Then you see this in my, oh, he's weird because he has his hands in her pocket. My pockets must be slim as fuck. Because even my hand can't fit in there. I'm a penny pincher. I don't spend nothing. I save money. But you sitting here just coming up with all these rumors because you were just salty. You were just salty about, you sat there and tried to get a moment. I checked you. And you went on to the next subject like it was nothing. Then now I ain't with you like, yeah, because Pap is with her for this. bitch, it's been 2 years. If it was a fling or a one night stand, we would still be here after 2 years.
My thing with Claressa is that I feel like she is always trying to convince us about how good her relationship is. And I think that that's strange. I don't feel like if you're in a happy, loving relationship, you should be trying to convince people of anything. But there's just something about, like, every time she talks about him that gives that she is trying to convince everyone else of something. So I don't know if it's because deep down she doesn't believe it, or because maybe deep down she does believe it, no matter how diluted it sounds. But that's just something that I pick up on with her.
Years. I can't believe people still mentioning him after 2 years. It's been 2 years. Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Goofy. Let that shit go. For real. Let it go. That was just, I said, look at this. Now she mad because the fans got on her ass and said, yeah, Claressa checked you. She put you in your place. And they won't even know put you in your place. It's just me giving you a couple facts that you acting like you didn't know. So you got your little barber moment, but now you need to go and explain to your fans why the fuck you cheated with that barber. For real. I ain't never been married, so you can't say shit about me. So I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. My man going through divorce. Don't say shit to me. But I know your fat ass, next time you think you're gonna talk that shit to me, you make sure you talk shit to me in person so I can let you know. I don't even play with bitches. Quit playing. Goofy ass lady. Now you mad because the fans said, oh, you got checked. Now you want to make TikToks. Ain't never had that type of attention in your life. I know what. You either have your big ass have to fight so you can learn some fighting skills. Because the way that you thought you was gonna test me, you would think you know how to fight. I already know you don't. I can look at you and tell. You got 3 swings in you. After that, you tired as hell. Asking for an inhaler. So I already know that. 3. So I'm like, you need to get your life together. Talking about me. Because I'm a fucking multi-millionaire. Who is this? What'd you say? Okay, Aaron. 24. He out of here. At the end of the day, if I came to promote my fight, why are you asking me questions that had nothing to do with my fight? You feel me? That was just dumb.
And I'm going to say this. If the lady asked you a question and you didn't want to answer it, you could have just not answered. You could have just literally told her, I don't want to talk about my relationship. I want to talk about this fight that's coming up where I'm going to beat a bitch ass. That's all you had to do. Just like how you sitting up here telling her that she got 3 swings in her, I would have started talking about my opponent. Yeah, I'm going to whoop her ass on August 9th at the Amalie Arena, or wherever the hell y'all going to be fighting and doing boxing at. I don't know. The Amazon warehouse. I really don't know. It would have been better for you to just say, I don't want to talk about that. Rather than get yourself all worked up, like immediately getting yourself worked up. You could have just not responded. But she was triggered by it. And again, the delusion, when she keeps saying things like, my man is going through a divorce. Baby, how long does a divorce take? How you said it yourself, it's been 2 years that y'all have been together. How long does it take for a man and a woman to become unmarried? I know that there's little ancillary things. I know that they have to come to an agreement. I don't know. I really don't know for real. But I don't think it takes 2 years. She is deluding herself into believing that because they don't live together anymore and are not, being seen together anymore, that, they're not technically married. You technically are dating a married man, Claressa. And the reality is you're grown. So you can do what you want to do. But you got to be real with yourself. We don't have to watch the rest of that. Y'all heard what Claressa said. She is basically saying, don't talk about me or my man. So let's see what we're going to just take a quick look at what Miss Shanika said. And then I'm going to let y'all go and see what her response or what she had to say after this was. So let's take a quick look.
It's a whole lot of slanderous things. Okay. So, and to insult my character, girl, I don't know you at all. What up, Bucket Luck? What up, Drew Taylor? I know a lot of people been waiting. So, wait.
We're going to fast forward just a little bit because I think she's kind of bullshitting right now. So we'll fast forward just a little bit.
Girl, cool interaction. I asked something that I wanted to know. I didn't write it down, but honestly, I didn't know that anyone hadn't asked the question like that because, I mean, honestly, I've heard of her. I've seen her box before, but it's something that I wanted to know. Honestly, I've never heard of her before until it came out that her and Papoose were messing around with one another. And then I started connecting the dots. I was like, yo, that's the young lady who, you know, so I just asked her something. And from per her last live, the question was cool. It was cool. It took her back a little bit, but it was something I came from a olive branch standpoint. Like, girl, we done did some, you know, we done been in some situation with these men before. And here's, you know, what it is. I was not interviewing Remy, so I would just please like for people to stop saying, well, Remy did this. Stop bringing that lady's name up. I was interviewing Claressa Shields. If I was interviewing Remy, then me and Remy would have a conversation because I want to know the backstory of this relationship that we felt was a beautiful Black love story, right? And so people had heard rumblings of them not being, maybe they were together, maybe they weren't together or what have you. And then boom, we heard Claressa Shields. So boom, there she is. So that was my immediate, I guess, way of knowing who she was. With that being said, I feel like I'm trying to be still careful with my words. I felt like the interview went well. I felt like we even had a little banter. She like, oh, I want to arm wrestle you. We took pictures. It was over for me. What had happened was when it hit the internet, it was a different story for her. Because upon leaving, they reached out to the producers of the show and wanted pictures so they could promote the interview, right? All of that is still cool. So because of the comments or like, oh, she felt like I tried her because of what people were saying in the comments. And so she started making comments about me, basically saying, yeah, anybody else, the next person that asks me something like that, I'm not going to be so nice. God is really working on me. And all this is after the interview.
And that is, in general, like that is kind of Claressa's attitude. So I kind of understand what this lady is saying. We know that she's in the comments and she's constantly reading what people say. As much as she talks about how she doesn't care what people think about her, she does read comments and she is very affected by things that people say about her. So I do believe what this lady is saying, that is highly likely that they ended on a good note or a neutral note. But then she started reading the comments and then got mad. And then y'all know Claressa gets on live and she's talked that shit. She's a shit talker. So I think that what she probably did was just amp herself up. Because the reality is, according, like she said, the lady asked her a question, she addressed it. I feel like she addressed it, right? She said what she needed to say. Anything else after that, you're just kind of amping yourself up and you're being extra. Let's finish this up.
People that we just interviewed going up for her, basically saying, oh, you know, it's an inappropriate question. And the reason that matters, and me saying, wait, hold on, dude, like what type of time are we on right now? So it started changing on me. So we went from a professional interview to what it is. The only
Okay, so that's it. So we'll leave that there. We don't have to watch any additional videos from Shanika. I think we pretty much get the picture. We get the picture, and the picture is that Claressa, you are going to end up, I don't know, girl. I would not put my career on the line for a man. That's just me. Or for the image of a relationship. I would keep if I were Claressa Shields or any other female athlete, or you know, somebody who is not like a socialite first. Claressa is not like a socialite first. She is an athlete first, right? She's not like you know, a person who is like an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like where my primary thing is that I'm just on the internet just because. She is an athlete. So if I were her, my personal life would be so on the back burner, like so like I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me about it. Let's focus on what we got coming up. when you are attacking people over a man, it looks crazy. It looks real crazy. And I don't care if he's married or not. It just looks really crazy. It looks delusional, it looks desperate, and it looks crazy. And jumping on live and being in comments and reading comments and making threats and it just over a man. Because that's what all this is about. I don't feel like this lady's question was disrespectful. I don't. Was it messy? Yes, I do think so. But I don't think that she was saying anything that was wrong. I think we all know that radio shows, that's kind of what keeps them going in 2026. What is keeping these radio shows, the Breakfast Club and all these other raggedy ass rooms full of people with mics, is that they're messy at times. They have to do shit like this. Otherwise, these people won't have jobs. You have to know that also when you come there, that they're going to be messy and ask you messy questions. But the reality is, we shouldn't know this much about these two people. We should not know everything that's going on with Papoose and Claressa. And we should not be seeing Claressa acting like this over a man. We shouldn't. We should be laser focused on what Claressa has going on in her professional life. And we should only be speculating what's happening in her personal life. Okay? And that includes being on her social media and seeing these pictures and videos of her and Papoose feeding each other grapes and she's in the bathtub and all this. Girl, we really don't need all that. We really don't. But I understand. I think that for her, this is a big deal. Being in this relationship is a big deal. And I think that it's important to her. And I think that's why she feels like she has to come out and defend it. Because it's important to her. And it's important to this bald head motherfucker too, because this is how he is living right now. Okay? This is how he's living. This is how he's getting around. This is how he's moving from place to place. This is how he's able to get a haircut. Look at these two. Look at this man. Do y'all think Papoose want to be at the goddamn BET Awards? Papoose is here for the snacks and the open bar and just getting out. Okay? So this is a part of his livelihood too. I think that this is obsession for her, and for him, I think he is just, he's moving along until he probably find the next victim. And he is married. So we can say separated, we can say whatever we want to say, but Claressa, your man is married. Okay? And again, I think that you want to be the moral police and say, oh, you shouldn't date a married man. When are you going to be ready to stop dating somebody else's man? Whatever. I don't really want to hear people play the moral police, because y'all do a lot of shit that's, not very moral yourselves. So I don't really be wanting to hear that. I think it's more so just kind of about her being real about the situation. Not saying things like, my man is going through a divorce. No, he's not. Because otherwise he would already be divorced. So anyway. Delusional, slow, but very strong. And we have to give her credit for being a strong lady. Okay? I don't want to smoke with Claressa Shields. Shanika, girl. Anyway, that's all I had for you guys today. I appreciate everybody tuning in that tuned in. Like the video on your way out. Like the video if you're watching the replay. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you see when I go live. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I appreciate all of your comments. If you guys have any topics that you'd like me to discuss, please make sure you leave a comment and let me know. I appreciate everybody for being here, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.